Hello and welcome back to another episode of Google Sheets Learning Series with Syed. In this episode, we will be covering the following topics. To follow along with me, make sure you have a copy of this workbook using the link in the video description. Let us begin. The first topic that we will be talking about is how to hide or unhide grid lines in Google Sheets. The gray lines that you see on your sheet are grid lines. You can hide them or unhide them based on your requirement. For now, I can see them. That means they are not hidden. If I go to the view menu on the top, I have this option grid lines and I have little check next to it that indicates that the grid lines are visible on my sheet. All I have to do is click on that and the grid lines are gone. If I go into the other sheet, I can still see them. This indicates that the grid lines are scope limited. That means that is, the grid lines, when I disable them or hide them from a specific sheet, they will be hidden only in that sheet and the effect will not go into the other sheet. If I go ahead and hide them in this sheet as well and come back in sheet 1.1 and say view grid lines and go back to 1.2, see, I can keep doing this based on my requirement. So this is how we hide or unhide grid lines. Remember, they are scope limited. That is, they are limited to the sheet from where you hide them. Now let us talk about hiding or unhiding a formula bar. You see that formula bar on the top? If I select any of the calculated cells, I can see the formula there. I can go to the other cell. This one is showing me the actual value, even this one. But here in the tenure column, I have some kind of formula there. So maybe during presentation or for some other purpose, I don't want to show that formula bar. To hide that, I can go into the view and select formula bar. There is a little check mark on that. That indicates that the formula bar is currently not hidden. So I will just click on that and it will be hidden. Be in any sheet, when you disable that, it is hidden across your spreadsheet. To bring it back, you just have to go to view menu and click on formula bar again and it will be back. That's how you hide or unhide a formula bar. Now let us talk about how to hide or unhide rows and columns in Google Sheets. To start hiding rows, I need to go to the row that I wish to hide. For example, row number 6, I can right click and say hide. This was one row hiding. How about hiding multiple rows? Let me unhide this row. I have these little arrows next to my row number. I can click on that to bring that row into visible mode. There we go. Now, if I want to hide a series of rows, I select the row first. That is, say I want to hide row number 6 to row number 10. Now, holding my shift key down, I will click on row number 10. All those rows are selected. Now, while on the row labels, I will right click and click hide row 6 to 10. Done. Now I am done hiding multiple rows. Let me unhide them by clicking on those little arrows. Now imagine I want to hide random rows. Holding the control key down, I will click on the row labels I wish to hide and then I right click in the selected area and click hide rows and all those rows will be hidden. Now if I want to unhide all of those rows, I can simply select that entire range, right click and say unhide rows and all the rows will be unhidden. This is how we hide the rows. Similar is the case with columns. You select the column by clicking on the column label. If I want to hide just one column, I will right click in the column label and say hide column. It will be hidden. I can click on this little arrow buttons to unhide that. To hide the series of columns, I can simply select the series of columns, right click and say hide columns. And done. And to hide random columns, I can click on the column label randomly and then right click and say hide columns. To unhide those random columns, all I have to do is select the entire range, right click in the selected area and click on unhide columns. That's how we hide or unhide columns in Google Sheets. Now let us talk about hiding or unhiding sheets. For example, I want to hide this sheet 1.2. To hide a sheet, I have to click on that button next to the sheet name and select hide sheet. That will hide my sheet. I have a little notification on the right that says the sheet is now hidden. And it also gives me a message how I can enable it back. I have to go to the view menu, and you can see hidden sheets is now showing me number 1. That will indicate me the number of sheets that are hidden on this spreadsheet. For now there is only one. I can simply click on that sheet name and it will be back to normal view. That's how we hide or unhide sheets in Google Sheets. Now let us talk about freezing rows and columns in Google Sheets. How do we freeze columns and rows? You can go to view menu and go into freeze and say freeze 1 row or 2 rows or up to current row. That is, my current selection is in row number 21. So up to current row, or I can say freeze 1 column, 2 column, or up to column B. Since my selection is in column B, it is asking me to freeze that point. So I will go ahead and just select say 1 row, and I can go back to freeze and I say 1 column. It said there was a problem. Sorry, you cannot freeze the column which contains only part of the merged cell. Try to break apart merged cells or freeze more columns to include the complete merged cells. This is a problem because see, I have merged few cells on the top. I have merged this cell A, B and C in row 1. Since I have merged cells, I cannot freeze the columns up to that point. I can freeze beyond that point. But if I want to freeze inside that point, I cannot. That is a problem. I cannot freeze inside a merged section. Please remember that. If you have any merged cells, try to freeze your area beyond that point. Since I have these 3 cells merged, I'll just unmerge them and try to merge only these 2 cells. Now I'll go back again. I can go into the view menu and select freeze, or I can take my cursor here on the edge of my row labels and I have this little hand icon and I click there. I have this thick line running from top to bottom, a gray thick line. That is an indicator that I can now drag it and have some of my columns freezed. I will leave it here and now the column is freezed. I can simply go towards the right and I can see my column A and column B are frozen. I can do the same here. If I take my cursor there on that thick gray line, it is indicating me with a hand symbol that I can click on it and move it across and move my frozen point from 1 row to multiple rows. I can leave it here, say this point. Now if I scroll down, you can see my top 2 rows are frozen. Remember, we can freeze beyond any point, but if you have any merged cells, you cannot freeze inside the merge area. You have to go outside the merge area to freeze or remove the merged cells to start freezing from that point. So this is how we freeze rows and columns in Google Sheets. To remove freeze, all you have to do is take this line and put it back on the top or go into view, freeze, and you can see no columns. Since I have freeze on columns as well now, I say no columns and now the freeze is removed from my rows and columns. So this is how freezing and unfreezing of rows and columns in Google Sheet works. Now let us try adding comments and assigning an item to a coworker in Google Sheets. For example, I want to check on this start date to ensure that this is correct. I will right click on this one, go into comment. I can also press Ctrl Alt and M to bring the comment. For now, I will just click that comment option. I now have option to enter comment. Please confirm the date, and I can assign it to my coworker by simply typing @ symbol. I can select from any person from my list. My frequently contacted people will be shown in the drop down. I will select the first one and I say assign this item to that person and I click on assign. Now the person will be required to see this sheet. I can give him the edit access or the commenting access. Based on the type of requirement, I can switch to any type of access level and say give him the access. Now the person will be notified and he will have rights to mark it as done, or he can simply comment back and let me know something before marking it as done. So this is how commenting and assigning item in Google Sheet works. Let us take a look at how to add a note in Google Sheets. I right click on this one and I will say insert note. Inserting note is different from inserting a comment. Inserting a comment allows you to assign the item to somebody, whereas inserting note does not have any sort of that options, that is to assign that item to somebody. You can simply say looks good or any other thing that you wish people to know about. You can just insert it as a comment, and once you're done, click outside and you can see that little arrow icon on the top right of that cell. That is an indicator that there is a comment on that cell. If I hover my mouse on it, it will show that note to me. This is how adding notes in Google Sheet works. Now let us try publishing a sheet in Google Sheets. To publish a sheet, I will go to File and go to Publish to the Web. Publishing a sheet to the web will make it public to the people who have the link of your sheet. Now when I say Publish to the Web, I will have an option to link of the entire document or just one sheet or the other sheet. I will say entire document, web page, or comma separated values. How do you want it? I want it as a web page. I click on publish, but before I do that, let me click on this little arrow button which says content settings. It says entire document or just one or the other sheet, start publishing. I say just publish and it gives me a heads up. Are you sure you want to publish this selection? I say okay. It will publish that. Now this URL, I can click inside that URL, copy it, go to a new tab and see how it looks. Paste that URL and press enter. That sheet will now be viewed as a web page. I will not have any editing access. I can select the data though, but I will not be able to edit it. I can see there is an indicator at the bottom that says this was published by Google Sheets. And if there is anything that I need to report, I can select that URL and report abuse. And on the top, you can see the sheet links are available. Sheet links are not there in the bottom. They are on the top. And I can see the name of the Google Sheet and my sheet names inside that spreadsheet. I click on editing 1.2. I can see both the sheets. Since the grid lines are available on this sheet 1.1, I can still see them here. On sheet 1.2, we have them hidden and hence the grid lines are not seen here. So this is how we can publish the sheet. Let me leave this tab open and go back to the sheet publishing option. And here I have stop publishing button now. If I click on that, look what happens. It will give me a heads up. Are you sure you want to stop publishing this document? I can say okay. And now the sheet is unpublished. I go here and I refresh this document and it gives me a message. Sorry, this document is not published. So if you have anything sensitive, make sure that you handle it with care and keep your sheet published only till the time it is required and remove it from publishing as soon as the task is completed to handle it more efficiently. Let me close this dialog now. Now, let us take a look at how to print a sheet in Google Sheets. To print a sheet, I can go into File and go to Print option or press Ctrl P on the keyboard. That's the shortcut. I click on that. I have all my columns in the sheet precisely aligned. I can change the page size according to my requirement. I can change the orientation. Landscape is the best suited for sheets, so keep it that way. You can say scale, fit to width, fit to height, or fit to page. If I keep changing this, you can say the entire sheet is on a single page. I don't want that. Fit to height, again, the entire sheet, that is all the data part, is on one page. No, I don't want that. So I will go fit to width, or I can go by normal 100%. But fit to width is a decent option, so I'll keep it that way. Margins normal, I can try the other options. And I have set custom page breaks. I can simply click on that and move my page breaks by selecting that option from the default to other areas. I just want that to be default, so I will just cancel it out. So play around with these options as you require. I will cancel out, and then I have formatting options. I can opt to show grid lines, or I can uncheck that. I will keep it here, or I can say show notes. I can uncheck that if I don't want to show notes. And then I have alignment options, header and footer options. I can go into header, show page numbers, show workbook title, show the sheet name, current date, and current time. You can see all those options. When you enable them, it is making more sense to me now. I have the other options which says repeat frozen rows and frozen columns. Since we do not have anything frozen here, those options are grayed out. So let me cancel this and go back to my sheet. And this time I will go into the data part, select the entire data. Now enable the borders, go up to the top, and then I will drag this frozen line to the second row. Now I will say view grid lines, disable them. Now go back to my print again. Now this time I will go into headers and footers, and you can see the repeat frozen rows option is checked. I don't have any frozen columns, hence that option is grayed out. I can uncheck that option, but before I do that, let me scroll down and show you what is happening here. It is repeating my frozen rows on every page of this data. And I can simply click next and go to the printing. So this is how we print the data. Explore the options, try combination of this and that, and try to see what you can come up with. Possibly you can see exact fit as per your requirement. So play around and explore the printing options as much as you can. Let us go to the final one, that is download a sheet as a PDF in Google Sheets. I click on file again and then go to download, and I have this option PDF. I can download it in other formats as well, that is XLSX, that is the Microsoft Excel, open document format, web page, comma separated values, tab separated values. You can try exploring these options. I will leave it for you to explore. For now, I will just go with the PDF option. I select that one. I have almost similar options that I had in printing. That is, I can change the size of the page. I can change the orientation, scaling options. I have custom page breaks and option to show or hide grid lines, show or hide notes, and similarly the alignment options. And I have options to set items in my headers and footers, that is exactly similar to the options we had in printing. So when I say export, it will export that sheet as a PDF. I can save it on my computer, and now I will go ahead and open that one, and it will open in my PDF viewer. It will take a moment. Now I have my PDF document that is taken from the Google Sheets. So this is how we do different editing things in Google Sheets. This was the last chapter of editing. From the next episode onwards, we will go in more depth of Google Sheets. So stay tuned. If we did not cover any of the items of the editing areas, need not worry. We will cover as much as we can as we move on into the Google Sheets learning in every episode. So stay tuned, practice as much as you can to retain your learning. Kindly subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to enable notification. Thank you for investing your time. Have a lovely day.